Ahead and begin today's special meeting agenda for Thursday, November 12, 2020 of the Inland Valley Development Agency. This time I will ask Isaac Suchil, would you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Well, we have to go to closed session first and public comment.
There are no
closed session items.
Nothing? No. Okay.
We've resolved all of our litigation matters.
Yeah, for the first time since 2004, when the Supervisor Gonzalez was appointed, this is the first time we don't have a closed session.
Parting gift. All rise. Thank you.
Ready, begin.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
He's a good guy. I know sometimes he's struggle.
Okay, thank you very much, Isaac. Appreciate it. There are, for members of the public, there are no items in our closed session, and we will call the roll for our open session portion of today's meeting. Jennifer, if you would please call the roll.
Certainly. Please state your names for the record. Members from the City of Colton.
Frank Navarro.
Isaac Suchil.
Thank you. Member from the County of San Bernardino, 5th District.
Josie Gonzalez.
Thank you. I'm not sure. Member of the county, from the County of San Bernardino, 4th District. Supervisor Hagman, are you there? I thought he might be calling in. All right. And then members from the City of San Bernardino.
John Valdivia.
Theodore Sanchez.
Thank you very much.
All right, very good. Any items to be added or deleted?
No item, sir.
All right, any disclosures from members?
Can you guys hear me?
Oh, yes. May I ask who just checked in?
It's Phil Duper.
Okay. Member Duper. Thank you.
Yep.
All right, thank you. Mayor Duper, conflicts of interest, any disclosures from commission members? Moving on to item number G, informational items. Item number 2 is informational items. Mr. Burrows.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. We have a few points I'd just like to touch on. The first of which, Jen, I'm not sure if you got the overhead handy. Normally, and again, it's hard to say that this year, the other one, Jen. The one on the race, did you get that one? Okay, I'll just do a verbal. So for those that know, for many years now, at least several, we have co-hosted a turkey trot here at the airport. And I just want to put a plug out there. Unfortunately, this year, as with many events, it's going to have to be virtual. So those of you that have running legs, mine are in repair mode right now, but there are plenty of healthy people out there that if you're interested, sbturkeytrot.com is the website, and you feel free to hop on and register. You can actually log your 5K, 10K virtually, and you'll still be awarded a medal. So I want to thank the organizers yet again for pulling off a virtual event in that regard, and it will go forward. So a couple other quick items on the grant front. Ms. Beltran and I are putting the finishing touches on our Sterling grant application. And Jen, now the other overhead, sorry. As you'll recall, we did get a CARES Act grant for the 3rd and 5th Street corridor. And then so the Sterling Avenue grant will create a new extension of 3rd Street directly into our airport fuel farm, which is direly needed. Obviously, we did see on the 3rd and 5th corridor good progress with the City of Highland and San Manuel. The additional over $2 million will fully fund that, and it is expected to bid in January of this year. Construction should start in the spring. So this is really great. One of the first phases of construction will be to connect 3rd Street back to 5th, again, after many years. So that will be the first thing that Highland will do. They agreed to move that up in the phasing process for us. And then the next slide, it shows the Sterling delineation there. So it'll redo 5th Street, new signal there, new storm drain, as well as a new signal and new intersection there at the Fuel Farm location. We did fine during the wildfires. Thankfully, our team is very, very nimble, but having that direct access will really allow us to turn deliveries much, much quicker, keeps those planes in the air, keeps everybody flying safe. So, she did a great job on that, and hats off to Miriam. She also ensured that the federal EDA did, in fact, improve our comprehensive economic development strategy update for this year. So we are in good compliance with EDA, and they're wanting to give us more money, so we'll take it. That concludes my reports. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Burrows. I will open it up for comments or questions from members. All right, seeing none and hearing none. Move on to item H, board consent items. Are there any pulls? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to move the consent calendar.
Second.
Second.
By Suchil and Supervisor Gonzalez. All right, and if clerk could please call the roll.
Yes, please state your vote for the record. Member Navarro?
Yes.
Member Suchil?
Yes.
Member Duper? If he's still on the line. Member
Who
Duper?
are you looking for?
Oh, Member Duper.
Yes.
Oh, thank you very much. Member Gonzalez?
Gonzalez, aye.
Member Hagman?
Hagman, aye.
Member Aldivia?
Yes?
And Member Sanchez.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, very good. Moving on to board action items. Item number 7 is to consider and adopt proposed budget adjustments for the fiscal year 2020-21. Mr. Cousineau.
So, good afternoon. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We have several line items that we're asking or requesting for adjustments due to either improved estimates or changes in conditions. They are listed on the second page, page 52. We're looking at a net adjustment, an increase in expenditures of $369,000. And those will be to fund a professional services agreement for our CREA, the Community Reinvestment Authority Act, which we have another board item on, as well as $50,000 to be moved from the SBD Airfest to Sabia Inc. To carry on promotional activities for the authority and the agency kind of in general, as well as a increase in the capital projects fund for the Mountain View. Or not an increase in the project, but increase in the funding for that.
And on the Mountain View note, as I reported in my updates, thankfully, construction team was able to get the Mission Creek bridge structure in place. It's there, it's being tied in, and the additional utility work that came with that also brings additional reimbursements because a couple of the municipal water entities changed their scope, which increased costs, but that also increases the applicable reimbursement back to IVDA. So that's what you see going on in the revenue line there. We do have some additional adjustments that the construction team is working on with Griffith that will be presented at your next December meeting. It's not ready for showtime for this one, but we wanted to stay ahead of it on the funding side and make sure the work keeps working. So.
And then that one last final item on the revenue side, we're transferring closed capital projects from Sabia back to IVDA. And those are actually come from some of the original grants that were done over the last 10, 15 years that we've been listed as restricted funds that we're going to return and allow us to be able to use those.
Yes. Wow, thank you.
Okay, does that conclude your report?
Yes, it does.
All right, very good. We'll open it up, commission members. Anybody? If not,
Motion to move the item.
all right. By
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. If clerk, you please call the roll.
Who seconded, please repeat? Was that Member Gonzalez?
I think two of us may simultaneously.
Okay.
Whoever the chair selects.
Recognize supervisor, it's her day.
Okay, thank you. All right, so I have a motion from Member Suchil and a second from Member Gonzalez. Members, please state your vote for the record. Member Navarro? Member Navarro, are you still with us?
My vote is yes, I'm sorry.
Thank you. Member Suchil?
Yes.
Member Duper?
Yes.
Member Gonzalez?
Gonzalez, aye.
Member Hagman? Member Hagman, are you still with us?
Yeah, Hagman, aye.
Thank you. And Member Valdivia?
Yes.
And Member Sanchez?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to item number 8, approve the updates of the IVDA board policy. Mr. Lewin.
Thank you, Mayor. This is a minor update and a clarification to our board's policy as it relates to alternates and their attendance at open and closed sessions. You will see the amendment is on page 57 of your packet there. To say it is a relatively minor amendment, it is intended to confirm alternates may attend open session at the same time as a primary member. They, of course, are not able to vote or otherwise participate other than as a member of the public would. However, if the primary member is in attendance, an alternate may not also attend closed session jointly with that primary member. The purpose of this is to clarify the board policy on that issue and bring us into full compliance with the Brown Act as it relates to joint powers authorities operation of closed session. So that would be my report, and answer any questions that the commission board may have.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Lewin. Open it up to commissioners. If not, no questions, no comments.
I'll move
Entertain a
the
motion.
item.
I'll second.
All right. Motion and a second. Gonzalez and Suchil. Clerk, if you call the roll, please.
Please state your vote for the record. Member Navarro?
Yes.
Member Suchil?
Yes.
Member Duper?
Yes.
Member Gonzalez?
Gonzalez, aye.
Member Hagman?
Hagman, aye.
Member Valdivia?
Yes.
And Member Sanchez?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Item number 9, approve the amendment number 9 of the professional services agreement with WSP USA Inc. for Mountain View Widening Project Phase 2 in the amount of $86,574. Mr. Harris.
Yes, and Mr. Harris extends his regards. He had to attend a medical appointment, so he gives you his best. I'll field this for
Hagman
Jim.
moves.
The motion.
Second.
And a second by Sanchez. Clerk, call the roll.
Yes.
All right. I have a motion by Member Hagman and a second by Member Sanchez. Please state your vote for the record. Member Navarro?
Yes.
Member Suchil?
Yes.
Member Duper?
Yes.
Member Gonzalez?
Aye.
Member Hagman?
Hagman, aye.
Member Valdivia?
Yes.
And Member Sanchez?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, very good. Moving on to item number 10, approve a professional services agreement with Rosnell Spevak Group, RSG, for preparation of Community Revitalization Infrastructure Authority, CREA plan in amount not to exceed $124,905. Mr. Kuzno.
Thank you, Mayor. This was been previously discussed with members of the board, and RSG, or the Rosnell Specific Group, is very qualified to perform these services for us, as they are familiar with the previous project plan area for IVDA, which is going to coincide with the majority of the area that we're talking about for the CREA. And with that, we would ask that you approve this item, and that concludes my report.
Okay, very good. Any other commentary on it, Mr. Burrows, the need for?
I just want to talk schedule-wise. I think that's important for all of us. Time is of the essence in this, and we really want to put a lot of effort and focus on it. Obviously, this is a big priority for us for this year. RSG has developed in their scope a schedule that gets us, again, subject to participating agencies and negotiation, in a position to do plan adoption by late June, early July of this next year. So that's moving, but Mr. Cousino and the team are prepped and ready, and very, very willing to get to work.
Okay, very good. Any questions from commissioners? Not.
I'll move the item.
All right, there's a motion
Second.
by Gonzalez, and if, let's call the roll, please.
All right, I have a motion by Member Suchil and a second by Member Gonzalez. Please state your vote for the record. Member Navarro?
Yes.
Member Suchil?
Yes.
Member Duper?
Yes, and just making sure you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Thank you.
Oh, okay, because I couldn't get on via Zoom, so I'm on via phone call. So,
Oh, okay.
all right.
Sounds good. Thank you. Member Gonzalez?
Aye.
Member Hagman?
Hagman, aye.
Member Valdivia?
Yes?
And Member Sanchez?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to item number 11. This is to review the status of the action plan for IVDA through December 31st. Mr. Burrows.
So you heard a brief report on the grants. There are others that we are looking at. Miriam is constantly researching new opportunities, particularly in solar technologies and other applications. So more to come on that. Certainly when we have an opportunity, we're going to go after it, as we do. On the legislative front, it's really not a legislative issue at this point because the legislature already approved the CREA program, but we want to keep tabs on that for everybody. Not many people are aware of what one is or isn't, so there is a bit of an education process. So we'll lean on our board members and you elected officials when needed to help us get the word out. So again, appreciate your support on that. At the federal level, we of course are tracking, as everyone is, the continuing resolution. That is our federal budget. And we all hope that discussions continue there to fully fund our programs, including federal EDA and others. So I know all of you are advocating the same, and we just, staff-wise, want to thank you for keeping the pressure on and supporting our leaders in Washington. So that concludes my report.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Burrows. Any questions?
I have a question, Mr. Chair.
Sure.
Mike, when, if CREA committee needs to meet with any of our Sacramento legislators, maybe it's a good thing that we can just all meet with them down there, or
Absolutely.
if need be.
One other idea, and Supervisor Gonzalez will remember this, in previous years, from time to time, we've offered to host meetings and such for the Inland Empire Caucus. Definitely our delegates, our leaders, our new leaders, of course, and would absolutely entertain the ability to engage on those fronts too. So certainly this is a team effort. That's how it's designed, and that's how it needs to work. So appreciate that.
Right, and additionally, I think it shows a good message when the committee actually goes, if it comes to it, goes down and meets them at their office sometimes.
Their district offices and so forth.
That
Sure.
sends a good message.
Sure. We'll be happy to coordinate with you on that, and appreciate the idea.
Right. And through the chair,
Sure. Supervisor?
would like to add that perhaps it be wise, considering the fact that this economic growth will also be taking place within the county unincorporated
Yes.
area, that we include the either the county's economic development department.
Absolutely.
Tap that, the resources, whether they be financial, administrative, or human resources that are there that may already have some pre-existing information or leads that then can help as, you know, we come to the table to make these discussions come
Absolutely,
to fruition.
Supervisor. Your new CEO is critical to this. Ms. Pritchett and I have briefed your new Economic Development Director. She looks great. And we've had one presentation to the county WIB board. And if you think of others, we'll get out there and share the word.
Absolutely. I think this is going to be critical post-COVID economic recovery.
Absolutely.
I think there'll be a lot of opportunities there to make a difference. Thank
And
you.
much like IVDA when it was formed, we'll be the first one in the state ever to do a CREA. So we need to wear that badge proudly. Of course, when we do it, we got to get there first.
Yeah.
But thank you all for your support. It really means a lot.
Okay, any other comments? All right, moving on to item K, open session public comments. Jennifer, any comments?
No, the public was given until 1 p.m. to email me comments. I received none, and there are none in the public here either.
All right, board member comments.
I think the mayor has one.
Yes, at this time, I'd like to make this is Supervisor Gonzalez's last IVDA meeting. And after many, many years of service to our county, certainly in collaboration, partnership with our city, I want to say, Josie, you've been a very, very dear and kind person, first off. Just a true gem to work with. I didn't really know you as a council member, but I experienced you as more of a mayor, and I just really I love your spirit, your willingness to work together to find a solution. And to me, that means a lot to our city. It means a lot to our county. And so we'll miss you. On behalf of the commissioners, we wanted to present this a gesture and token of our affection for you and your years of service to our community, our county, and certainly our IVDA agency. And with that, we will make a presentation.
And no, you gotta stay standing.
Pardon me?
There's more.
You have to stay standing.
Oh,
So,
my goodness.
the staff too, we get a shot at you. Those that may have heard me earlier, Josie was appointed to our boards in 2004. And much like Twinkies, I was here at the time too. She brought just amazing energy to our board at that time that needed it most. And I've really enjoyed learning from you and working with you all these years. It becomes higher math. You are almost the longest serving board member next to Bob Christmas. We did the research. He only got you by a smidge. So if you want to stay around a couple of years, we'll keep you around. But one of the things that everybody has seen is Josie was a very ardent supporter of our SBD Fest air shows. So much so that she would come out in force. She'd be smiling. Even if it's 110, she'd make it. And it's really a testimony to her dedication. There's nothing but heart with this one. And you make my heart very full. So the staff have given you some tidings all along the side of this. There's a little surprise inside for you. And I want to present this on behalf of your staff. And there's one other thing, Josie.
Thank you so much.
On behalf of our legal counsel, he has prepared a subpoena on behalf of IVDA, which will remand you to return to these chambers at our December meeting so you can get your resolution because you earned it.
We will be serving that on you a bit later.
All right. Oh, my goodness. All right, let me like this down a little bit. How about if I'll just continue to stand? Not as tall as I wanted to be, so I need to improvise. All right. Is that better? Is that better? Oh, I see. Never mind. Okay.
There we go. You wear those flowers well, I've got to say.
Pardon me?
You wear the flowers
Oh,
well.
thank you, thank you. All right, let's see if we can do this. First of all, one of the most beautiful things that we as a human being can do is be successful when we take a chance. We take chances every time we make a decision, and our decisions aren't always right, nor are they always fruitful. I dare to say to you all that I have been blessed. I have been blessed to have taken a chance in putting my private person, my person, my mommy person, my daughter person, my neighbor person, and my private person out in front of God and everyone and said, I'd like a chance. I'd like an opportunity to run for public office and be elected, because no one runs and puts that risk out themselves at risk to lose. And yet every single election, no different than the one we've just had, there's only one winner for every political campaign position. And I've been blessed beyond what I can tell you to have been elected 6 different times consecutively and have allowed me to meet so many of you and known you for long periods of time, and then met younger versions of myself and been able to see them launch their political careers. All of this allows us to knit an intranet of safety by which we hold the people who voted for us in office. We hold them dear. We hold them as public servants above a top shelf, that we may be able to collectively meet their needs. There is no one elected with the one vote that can deliver anything. Don't ever let anyone fool you. It's about making sure that we have similar dots with similar ideals and goals. Mr. Burrows, it has been my privilege to have been able to bring you on board, have known you way before you became executive director, and to have worked with you to make this airport and this Inland Valley Development Agency become what was in your heart and in your dreams. Mr. Gibbs, I had a very difficult time with you in the beginning because you were too damn quiet, and I couldn't figure out, what does this man have in the toolbox? You know, is it just because Mr. Burrows thinks he's awesome and he knows this, that, and the other, but doesn't let him shine? And why should I support you? And I will tell you that you have truly turned my mind, turned that podium, and you have become a leader in my eyes, and I thank you for that. I want to tell administrative staff and also Mr. Lewin, you also have brought a beautiful caliber, a difference to your position, to your office, that has totally made the city of San Bernardino and Colton and Loma Linda and Highland, all the cities that belong to either Sabia and IVDA, a force to be reckoned with, because it's ultimately by you guiding us through our legal decisions, our legal lawsuits, and being able to bring us to fruition, as we heard today, continues. It is by God's grace that I have been able to serve with all of you. It's been a privilege and a pleasure. Thank you so much for my goodies. I love them. I will treasure them, and I know nothing in my life will ever come close to replacing the 24 years in public office that you all have given me. Thank you very much.
So Josie, I also want you to know that the water in that came out of our Norton Air Force Base well, just for you.
There you go.
So is it drinking water?
All right, we'll open it up to commissioners. Any comments from our commission?
Mr. Chair?
Yes, Mayor Navarro.
Yes, because I have to leave shortly, I'd like to say a few words for our departing supervisor, a lady that I love dearly. I respect, with ultimate respect, my mentor, my friend, and some people say my dance partner. I have truly enjoyed our relationship that we've had ever since I became a council member, supervisor. I learned a lot from you. I respect you for the quality of your passion that you have in what you do. You look for accomplishments, short range and long range, but above all, your success, you put it in God's hands. I love you. Godspeed, good health, and we'll speak again.
Right, very good. Any other commissioners?
Yes, I'd like to
Yeah.
say a few words. Councilman, Supervisor, I can always think us back when I went to your restaurant, when I was thinking about running for a public office seat in Colton. And it was there that I saw how your insight, your knowledge, and that drove me to actually running for office. Because I didn't know if I wanted to do it, because you do put your family out there. You have to have 100% family backing. But I still needed somebody to say, yes, you can do it, and you were there for me. And I will always remember that. and then serving on here, to me, it's been a pleasure. And I just want to say thank you, and God bless you.
All right. Chair will recognize Councilmember Richard of the City of San Bernardino. Councilmember, do you have any parting words for our supervisor on one of her last meetings here? Councilmember?
Oh my goodness, I have so much to say. Supervisor Gonzalez, you know how special you are to me. From the time I became a council member, you supported me from day one. Yep. And I will always appreciate and love you for that. I know that this will not be the last time that we see each other because I refuse to let you go. You're stuck with me forever, sorry. But for all of your, not just your support, but all of your knowledge and all of your wisdom, there's times when I want to say certain things and you say, no, baby, don't say that. And so I've learned so much from you. Always remember, I love you. The city of San Bernardino loves you. And I wish you well. And God bless you. Thank you for everything.
All right. Thank you, Councilmember Richard. Any other members?
Member Gonzalez, I miss you already. You've always been a pillar of stability, and it's a bittersweet day for you, and as well as it is for me. So good luck with all your future ventures.
Very good. Thank you. Other commissioners? All right. This meeting is adjourned in honor of our supervisor Gonzalez, and she'll be joining us one more meeting, I hear. So, thank you. This meeting is now adjourned, and thank you, and drive home safe.
Supervisor?